Alright, welcome back to the channel, guys. XD99X here with Jake, my cousin, also known as MKO7. You guys know him from my other videos of Fortnite and FIFA and all that. So he's going to join me in today, and we're going to be talking about the Premier League. It's been around since the 1800s. Well, it's been named the Premier League since 1990, but the football of England has been around for years. So the Premier League's been a world-known trophy that everyone loves to see and see their teams win. From what I found out is that Arsenal has won 13, Liverpool has won 18, Man City has won 6, Man United has won 20, and I know Leicester City ain't a big club, but they have won one. And the reason it's so big is because they had a 5,000 to 1 chance of actually winning it. So that's pretty sweet. And so here today we're going to just talk about the teams, who's going to be a flop, who's going to be a hero, transfers, are they going to be good ones? Are they going to be bad ones? Lampard, is he going to be doing good because we've known him from Chelsea, known as a great midfielder, great passer, shooter, everything, just a good round player. Then now he's back at Chelsea managing. Week 1 has gone by already, so we're going to see how everything goes, and we're going to go through the stuff. All right, so we'll get started. All right, so we all know that Man City has been a favorite. We're going to go through the teams and where do you think they're going to place. And so this is an important part of the video here because if you guys get it right, like at winter break, if you can guess the top 3 at winter break and how many points they'll have, I'm going to be doing a giveaway, like a $20 giveaway. Then at the end, if you can guess who's going to be the top 3 people at the end of the table during the final parts of the games and everything, you'll get like a $50 gift card, something like that. All right, so we're going to get started here. Okay. So, predictions. After their first game, I think Man United will be doing really well. Not, maybe top 3, maybe. Um, Man City and Liverpool definitely the top 2 this year, but I do believe it might be Man City's year again. Do you agree with that, Jake?
I could see that. I don't see Man United being in the top 3 though.
All right. So, who would your top 3 be?
I'd say either the same from last year or maybe Tottenham being the top 3.
All right. Why do you think that?
I just think they're the strongest clubs. I think they'll still be the strongest clubs coming into this season.
All right. So, my top 3. I'm not sure about the third one. It's kind of still iffy. So, like I said, Man United might be up there, but Liverpool and Man City definitely because Guardiola's got a good team. Jurgen Klopp's got a good team too. The one thing I think is going to affect Liverpool being the top 3 towards the winter break is going to be that Alisson is out. So we don't know how it's going to affect them in any way because he's a big key of their team and everything. But then the third team, it's going to be like the same. I think Arsenal is not going to be that third though. I just don't see their manager being that type of person leading the team to top 3 at all. So how about Lampard? What do you think he's going to do this year? Do you think he's be a good one, or he's going to have a tough season, but he will make it happen some way?
I think he'll be all right. I mean, I think he'll make something happen. They have a chance of winning the league.
All right, so for me, I think Lampard could have a good season, but if he doesn't, what the media needs to know is not to jump on his back right away, because every time someone brings in a new manager, they expect greatness right out the gate. It takes time and effort, and we talked about this on PlayStation because someone asked me. But my thing is, people are too quick to judge because Man United had so much, success over the years with Sir Alex Ferguson. From reading his book and what I know is it did not take freaking 2 practices to make his team great. It took time, effort, and patience, which I think all fans need to know. Have patience with your club. If you guys have a new manager, don't jump down his throat. Be like, I want this now. We need to win now. It's like it's gonna take time. Just just don't freaking attack the guy. And I don't know how far Emery is in his Arsenal career, but I think it's like second or third, something like that. But he's got a couple years left. Like I said, 5 years, probably the max. If he hasn't done anything there yet, I would say bring in a new manager. All right, so back in 2016, I brought this up in the beginning. Leicester City did have a good season that year. 5,000 to 1 chance of winning this season. the Premier League, and they did it. And it was a pretty amazing time watching that because Vardy broke so many records. Riyad Mahrez, Conte, all of them people that are like some of them are now at different clubs, and some of them stay with that club have done so much since then. So my question to you, Jake, is: do you think there's gonna be another Leicester City story this year? Not with just Leicester, but with a different team.
Honestly, right now, I can't see that, but anything can happen. Nobody is expecting Leicester City to do that, so I mean, I really don't see it happening that often. I mean, they had 5,000 to 1 odds for a reason.
All right. So if it did happen, what club do you think could have that happen this year?
Honestly, it could be anybody. If it's something like that, I mean, it just takes a few lucky bounces and just run with the momentum.
All right. For me, I don't think so, because looking at this past week of games, Man City did beat West Ham again. I'm pretty sure it was like 5-0. And if you check their Man City team that he could have played besides the starters, there's still a bunch of good ballers. They could just easily just pass around everyone. Guardiola's got a good system going on. I'm pretty sure he's got like the Premier League on a freaking hold right now. He's holding the freaking league by the horns, and he's just taking on wherever he gets, man. Um, but if it was one team, I kind of have a feeling that West Ham could do something like that. They have some really good players. I know Felipe Anderson's still there, and he's a good Brazilian. He hasn't really had a breakthrough yet, but he did do some good things last year. So I think it could be West Ham, or it could be Everton, because they have a good team as well, and they just kind of got a good striker this year. So I think that if it did happen, it'd be one of those two teams. Okay, so now we're gonna be talking about transfers. Um, so this year's been a crazy year of transfers. Some expensive people, some not so expensive people, and kind of some backstabbing, I guess, in my own words. So we're gonna talk about first one. Obviously, is David Luiz. Um, he was at Chelsea back a while ago. I forget when he left to go to PSG, but he was at Chelsea, went to PSG, came back to Chelsea, and he was there for a while, and then he went to Arsenal. So that's kind of like a reverse of Cesc Fabregas. Fabregas started at Arsenal, went to Barcelona, and then went to Chelsea. So, Jake, what do you think about this David Luiz transfer?
I mean, I don't think it's going to be huge, but it'll be something for Arsenal. Another extra defender. I mean, it's only 10 million transfer fee, so it's not like they spent a lot.
All right. So, what do you think this is going to do with his relationship with Chelsea?
I don't know if it really affected at all. I mean, it's a business first and foremost, so people move clubs all the time, even in the league.
All right, I agree. Just they said David Luiz, it felt like kind of a backstab to Chelsea fans because he was there for so long, and is that he put so much work in there. I think he helped them out win some leagues and everything there. But I agree that the fans will just get over it, but sometimes they won't. They'll always remember that kind of thing, like Luis Figo in Barcelona and Ronaldo in Barcelona and Real Madrid. And then so once I intro to the transfer window here, talking conversation, I also said expensive. So Harry Maguire, he went to Man United, and he was like what, 90 million?
99 million.
99 million. So that's pretty freaking expensive, considering that when Real Madrid bought Cristiano Ronaldo, he was 90 million. So it's kind of showing how the world of money and football are advancing and how more expensive everything is getting. But how do you think he's going to fit in at Man United? He did well in the first game. They gave up 0 goals. They had a couple close ones, but they did not give up any goals.
Right, I think it'll be good for them. I mean, they always need extra defense. Their defense wasn't that great last year, so.
Yeah, and that's going to help him out a lot because it feels like David De Gea is an excellent keeper, but he just kind of feels like he has to give up with the defense he has. Ashley Young used to be really good, but I don't think he's as good anymore. And same with Valencia, they're getting up there in age. I don't think they can do it any longer. And then the only other problem is Luke Shaw. He's an excellent player. He's young. He had a terrible injury and came back, and he still plays his heart out for Man United. So, um, I think the only problem is knowing like what they're gonna do with both them guys because it's like they spent 99 million on this defender, but they also have this other player over here who's also pretty good. So it's just kind of a toss up. People fighting for the starting position, and also sticking with Man United. There's a couple other ones that I want to talk about. What was his name again? Aaron Wabasaka or something like that.
Yeah. He's the right back they got from Crystal Palace.
Yep. Okay. So he is actually doing pretty well. From watching him in the preseason, he's doing pretty well. I think that he's kind of having a good fit in there. And like I said, Valencia's getting up there in age, so that's a good fit for them. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, 62 million, but he's only 21 years old, so they can keep him. He's got a lot of time there.
Yeah, so I think that they train him pretty well, and since Solskjaer was a person under Sir Alex Ferguson, he'll know how to train people just like him. So that's a pretty good one, I think, and he's gonna be a good fit to the team, help him out, do some fantastic things at Man United. Okay, and one other thing with Man United is that, well, they did get rid of Lukaku, and he went to Inter Milan, and I'm pretty sure he did pretty well in his first game there. But how do you think that's going to affect Man United's playing style?
I mean, anytime you sell your best striker slash scorer, it's gonna affect you in some way. So, I mean, I'm sure they'll miss him, but I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, it seemed like they did pretty fine during the week against Chelsea. They scored 4 goals against Chelsea. So I think that with him putting Martial as the number 9, the target man, I think that's going to do pretty well for them. Um, I think Lukaku was a big advantage in the box, though, because he had the heading and everything like that. So they'll probably miss that. But I think as time goes on, they'll find someone just to fill that spot in. So then now we're going to switch over to the other Manchester City. Kyle Walker is their right back, and then now they bought another right back, João Cancelo. Great Portuguese, played for Juventus, and I think they did a little swap deal with him. And then Danilo, I say his name, went to Juventus, and then so João Cancelo is here in Manchester. So how do you think that's going to help Manchester City out?
I'm sure it'll help them out a lot.
So do you think that might affect the relationship between Kyle Walker and Manchester City? They're both right backs, and it's kind of like the Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw thing.
I mean, I'm sure it won't. Like I said before, the transfers happen all the time. There's literally hundreds of them every season, so.
Nice. And also, now I just remember this, Manchester City got another mid, Rodrigo. I think that's his name. How do you think he's going to do this year?
Yeah.
All right, so my bad. His name is Rodri. How do you say his name? He's a mid. So how do you think he's gonna fit in the mid? Because David Silva is coming to his final year at Man City. They do have Kevin De Bruyne. They do have Fernandinho. How do you think he's gonna do?
I mean, I think he'll fit in well. Anytime you get a midfielder that's that young, I'm sure you can fit him in there somewhere, and eventually he'll become one of the main people in their clubs.
So do you think that he'll replace David Silva pretty well?
I'm sure he will. That's probably the main reason they went out and purchased him, because David Silva's getting up there in age, so he's about ready to be done.
So, do you think that there are any players that any club should have actually went after, like someone young or someone just to help their team out a bit? Like, do you think Chelsea, well, not just Chelsea, but any club should have went after someone? I know Chelsea has a transfer ban, but if they did not have the transfer ban, do you think that they could have went after someone who could, help their attack a bit? Because they did Christian Pulisic, the American, but do you think there's anyone else that could help them fill out that Hazard spot?
I mean, I'm sure there are some people there. I mean, not off the top of my head, I can't think of anything, unless they went after like Neymar or something. But That's the only person I can think of off the top of my head that could replace Hazard. But getting Pulisic is a big buy for them.
Yeah, I agree. I think, but after watching the highlights of the Super Cup today between Chelsea and Liverpool, I think Christian Pulisic is actually fitting in pretty well. He got an assist, almost had a goal, but he was offsides. So if he was not offsides there, he would have helped them out a lot, and they actually would have won the game. So now it's like head over to Everton. Everton went and got the young striker. I think he's 18 years old. Moise Kean, his name is. He did pretty well in Italy, but now he'd be at Everton. Not one of the top clubs, but Liverpool's rival, and he might be able to help him out with that little Leicester City story that we talked about earlier. How do you think he's going to fit in at that club?
I mean, he'll fit in well. I mean, he's only 19, so he's still got some time, but I'm sure they'll squeeze him in there soon. It's not a small transfer, and they'll need extra attacking. So I mean, I'm sure he'll be all right.
Any predictions of how many goals he'll score?
I mean, depends on how much playing time he'll actually get, but I mean, 10 to 15 if he plays a lot.
I saw that. I think it was on Instagram. He he made a comment. He goes like, "I'm gonna try at most score 7 goals," and I don't know how much they bought him for. And someone said, "Just imagine just buying someone for that much money, only getting 7 goals out of them." I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah,
But
31.5 million.
so Iwobi, I think that's how you say his name, from Arsenal, he left. I don't think that's really gonna affect him a whole lot because he wasn't part of the main squad. But I I guess he could have been a kind of decisive player this year, but not a whole lot. I don't know. You have really any opinions on that one? Since he's kind of not a starting 11 player.
Yeah, he's not a big name. I mean, it might affect him a little bit. Anytime you lose somebody.
All right. Um, I'm trying to think. Is there any other transfers on there?
I mean, there's a shit ton, but
any ones that you want to talk about specifically?
I mean, we haven't really touched on the big one that Chelsea sold Hazard. If you want to touch base on that.
Yeah, we can do that one. So, Hazard has been there for years. He's been an excellent player. He's done so much for them. I'm gonna keep going back to the Leicester City story, but he's kind of the one that clinched that title for them that one day because Tottenham, if they won that game, Leicester City would not have won. Hazard put a ball top right and helped them out there. So Hazard's been a big help in the Premier League and kind of a big name for his family and everything like that. So he went to Real Madrid. How do you think that's going to affect the Premier League and Chelsea?
I mean, it's probably the transfer that's going to affect the league the biggest. I would assume so. I mean, $114 million for one of the best players in the Premier League. It's probably going to be huge.
So he's not the only Belgian that has left to go to Real Madrid. Courtois went there last year. Hasn't done really much because Real Madrid's kind of going on a downslope right now. But do you think that Chelsea will do really good without him?
I think they'll be fine. I think they'll finish top 5 at the least. I mean, they could finish top 3, honestly.
All right. So you're going to our predictions a little bit here. Is that you think that Lampard can lead a team here, the team with a transfer ban not able to get many players to a top 3?
I think they have a chance to. Top 3, yes. I think more realistic is a top 5 finish.
Yeah, I agree. Top 5, like at most. But I'm gonna see here because it looks like Man United actually has some talent this year, and then those transfers really did help them out. I think so. With someone as aggressive as Aaron is, I think that he'll be able to make sure that no one gets close to De Gea. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about the hardest game of the season. And it's just a hard game all around for both teams. It's going to be a tough fight. So, and this has kind of been the rivalry for the past couple of years. Liverpool versus Man City. Jake, what are your opinions?
I think those are 2 top clubs in the league. They finished 1 and 2 last season, so I wouldn't expect it to be any different this season. So it'll be a real good game.
So, what do you think the goals are going to be like? Do you mean a low scoring game, or is it like a goal
I would
scoring night
say
for
a
both
low
teams?
scoring game, like 2-1, something like that.
Who's your favorite to win this game?
I'm gonna take Liverpool.
Why?
I think Liverpool is the best club this year.
So you think that they're going to have a better season than Man City altogether then?
I think it'll be close. A couple points like last season. It was 1 point.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Man City won by 1 point. It'll be the same. So I mean, it could go either way, but I think Liverpool will be the better club.
So I kind of want to agree with you, but I don't know. It kind of seemed like Liverpool could have done much better against Norwich. I know they won 4-1, but I think that should have been a clean sheet game. It's always been a goal scoring competition between them two teams for years. Back when Luis Suarez was there, it's always been like that. So I think that what could have happened was Liverpool should have won that game, clean sheet, they're done. And like Man City beat West Ham 5-0. Raheem Sterling got a hat trick. Raheem Sterling has always has done really good goals or scored good goals against Liverpool or any club for that matter of fact. So right now it's kind of like a 51% chance of Man City for me and then a 49% chance for Liverpool. So I always say like how I like Liverpool, but I think Man City has a little bit better of a chance this year of winning between them two teams. I don't know how many times that Man City and Liverpool face each other this year. Probably 2 or like 3 or something like that. But the out of the first game, we're gonna start with this. Man City, I think is gonna win it. 1-0. Yeah.
That's a decent prediction. I would say Liverpool 2-1.
Okay. So for me, I think that the goal breaker for me would be Aguero. Who's gonna be scoring your goals, Jake? Need to look it up.
Yeah.
Internet's slow.
I forgot he was on Liverpool. For some reason, I drew a blank on that.
Who?
Salah.
Yeah. Salah's a big important person in the Premier League the past 2 years.
Yeah. One of the top goal scorers. I mean, if I'd have to make an obvious prediction, it would have been him.
So Salah scoring 1 or 2 goals.
We'll say 2.
To make it easier for yourself?
Sure.
Okay, so then he's going to score the Man City one.
I'll say De Bruyne. Whatever.
De Bruyne?
Yeah, De Bruyne.
Oh, man. Do you think that they're going to be scoring bangers out there or just tic-tac passing and then shooting the ball in?
I'd probably go with tic-tac passing.
For both teams?
Yeah, for both teams.
All right. So then now we got the hard games out. Let's go to the easiest games. The week 1 pass, like we said, and West Ham United got spanked pretty bad by Man City. So I think that there going to be other games out there. But I'm going to stick with this and say that the easiest games out there this year is going to be that West Ham and Man City game. Just because right now I think Man City showed what they're capable of and they kind of took it easy. So I want to say that game was the easiest out of all the competitions this year. What do you think?
I mean, it'd be easy for me to agree because, 5-0, we already know the result.
So do you think there'd be any other easier games out there for any team? Like, do you think Leicester City's going to take a team and just spank them upside down? Or do you think that, maybe Man United is going to have an easier game than Chelsea?
I'm sure there'll be more out there. There are teams on the bottom of the group for a reason.
All right. I agree with that. So now let's go head over to our heroes. All right, so now talking about heroes, Jake, tell me, who do you think is going to be a good hero for their team?
I think Salah will use. He's going to be my prediction for the leading goal scorer in the league.
Again? Okay, so do you think he's just going to contribute them the shots and goals, or are you going to provide assists, or just a leader on the field?
I think he can do all of it. I know I said he'll lead the league in goals, but I'm sure he will rack up some assists too.
All right. So do you think there's anyone else on any other team that you think that can help their team to success?
I think Pulisic is going to have a breakout season, but I don't know how good. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he'll lead Chelsea in something.
All right. I agree with that. So we're going to talk about heroes here. Um, in the past year, Van Dijk's really broken out as a good defender. So I think he's going to lead that team like he's been doing. He's going to just be a brick wall in the defense, and he's going to be able to pass the ball, and then he's going to be able to do so much as a player, being a leader, a passer, goal scorer, and a defender. All right, so my other prediction for a hero of the team is going to be Kevin De Bruyne. He's a good player. He can rack up the assists. He can score goals. He can make tackles in the mid and just lead as an individual. So there ain't too much to say about him. Just sums up. Just when people hear Kevin De Bruyne, they think of an elite player. So I think Kevin De Bruyne is going to be another elite player this year. He's going to be able to score the goals, make the assists, just make the tackles, man. That's pretty simple. What do you think about that, Jake?
I think that's a fantastic prediction. I'm going to go with Aguero on Man City though. I think he'll be either top, second, or third of the goal scorers in the league for the season.
How many goals do you think he's going to score?
I'll say north of 20 just to be safe, but I mean he can get to 30.
I agree. Is there anyone else from any other teams?
I mean I don't know right now off the top of my head right now. I can't think of anything.
I know a lot of people are saying this because some people still believe in him. Paul Pogba, do you think he's gonna be a hero this year?
I don't know about hero. I haven't seen anything to convince me that. I think he'll be good for them, but to me, I think everybody overrates him a little bit.
I agree with that. So I was watching like a video, and it was like all of Ibrahimovic's goals from Man United, and a lot of the passes seemed like they did come from Paul Pogba. And maybe I was just blindsided and just kind of ignored it. But do you think that maybe we're kind of judging Paul Pogba way too much?
I think that's a possibility. I mean, with all his antics, I guess you would call it. I mean, he changes his hair every week, so it kind of distracts us. But I mean, he is a good passer. I mean, he's not. He doesn't suck. He's one of the best players in the Premier League.
Yeah. So for me, I think he's just gonna stay the way he is. He did make a good pass though on Sunday, and way people made it sound like is like he did a Rabona flick and then kicked it straight in the air to someone and landed there. But it was a simple pass. It was a simple pass that people have seen from Lampard, De Bruyne, Paul Scholes, Zidane, people like that. And I just did name like a lot of elite midfielders, but this is kind of a simple pass that is not that hard to make. But I think that if he stays another year at Man United, maybe next year. I think next year could be his year, but not this year. Any other opinions?
I mean, I could see that happening.
Any keepers this year that are going to be really well? Ederson, Alisson.
I think once Alisson gets back from his injury.
Yeah, because he did make a big impact during the Champions League, the Premier League last year, and then also the Copa America. He won 3 clean sheet awards, so I think he could do it again. Ederson, also another Brazilian, pretty good player, young and knows what they're doing. I think that them two are going to be the two heroes in the Premier League with goalkeeping. De Gea, I don't know. We'll have to see. He did make a good game um, last Sunday. I seen him snatch a ball up right out of the air. So, but I think that he'll probably be top three, but not the like top three, but like the other two way up high in the sky compared to him. Any other predictions or heroes?
I think we touched on all of them. I don't think I have anything else on the top of my head.
All right, so then now let's go to zeros. So just like heroes, but not so good. Who do you think is going to be a player that's not going to make a big impact on their team and is not going to do so well.
Basically, like an overrated player is what you're trying to say.
Well, an overrated player or just someone that's going to drag the team down.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now. That's tough because you know, the player doesn't do what they're supposed to do. I mean, Alexis Sanchez. You would think he would step up for Man United, being Lukaku being sold, but I don't know. I could see him, not being as good as he's supposed to be.
I agree with that. So, Alexis Sanchez had the possibility of going to Man City, but then he went to Man United, and then Man United fans got really happy about it because they needed a goal scorer. They needed someone to actually go make a difference for their club. I don't even know how many goals he has scored for Man United, to be honest. I know it's not a whole lot, but he hasn't really done much, and it's just kind of sad, So I think that he's gonna be the biggest zero out of everyone. So he's like the only one I can think of. Do you have any stats right there? He scored only 3 goals.
That's what it says. Here, let's see. This is the goal category right here.
Okay.
There's the goal category. So he scored 39 for Barcelona, 60 for Arsenal, and 3 for Man United.
Wow. Only okay. Jesus Christ.
That's worse than what you expected.
That's like a computer player in pro clubs.
Appearances. So appearances right next to it. He barely even plays, it seems like.
How many games has he played?
There's appearances right here. So 12 and 20.
Hey. Okay, so I still think he has a chance to at least get a goal here and there. What the hell? Okay, so I'm still gonna go with it. Alexis Sanchez. He probably doesn't get many chances because I've heard that he's like a troublemaker in the locker room. And he's just way too demanding of some things. I might be wrong on that, but that's what I've heard from other videos. So Alexis Sanchez is gonna be up there, and that's my only zero I can think of. Do you have anyone else on your mind?
No, not really. I mean, that was the first one that came to mind, and honestly, the only one I can think of right now.
Huh. I can't think of any either. So, how about this? We're going to talk about the top 3 now, their points. We're going to go through the winter break, and then the final stretch of the season. Okay. So, the winter break's pretty important because from what I've heard, I don't know what it was exactly. I think it was like the last 9 times at winter break someone's been leading, they won the league. There's only been 2 times that someone has actually messed that up, and they're both Liverpool. So, it was pretty sad considering the lead they had, but bars. Okay, so who do you think is going to be the top team at winter break, and how many points are they going to have? Let's just start with the first one.
The top team, I would say Man City's still going to be at the top.
Okay.
Me.
How many points are they going to have?
That's a tough prediction. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I'll say it's 35 or
40. Okay. And then second place.
Second place. This is just for winter break.
Yeah.
I could see. I know I said Liverpool is gonna be one of the top teams or the best team, but I think at winter break they'll still be like 3 or 4. So I'm gonna put Man United at second winter break.
Okay. It sounds like a good one. And then you need one more.
One more. I'm gonna go with Liverpool at third at winter break.
All right. Okay. So, what are the points for all these teams? And we're gonna bring up this at the end for the giveaway, and you could be entered in it. So, what are going to be their points? You had to be at least within 3 points, either up or down.
My prediction's got to be within 3 points.
Yep.
Okay. So I said Man City at what, 40?
40 or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. I'll go Man United at 38 and Liverpool at 37.
Okay, so you get one. Okay, so for me, Man City, 40 seems like a really good one. Maybe a little too high. I want to go with Man City at like 39. Liverpool, second place. Go with 37. And then let's go with Man United. I'm going to go with Man United at third place with 36 points. Yeah, that's going to be my final one. Okay, so now let's go to the last home stretch of the season. This is for the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Who is going to be the one to carry that back home?
So you want me to go from 1 to 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll go Liverpool at 1.
Nice.
I don't know why, but they're going to choke. Liverpool at 1. I'll give them 96 points.
All right, nice. I was about to say, I would just remind you that it was like 96, 95 points last year. Or
97.
Damn.
Man City at second with, what did I say for Liverpool? 96?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll go Man City at 94. And who would be my third place team? Is it 94?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll say Chelsea at 85.
Nice prediction. All right, so for me, like I said, Guardiola's got this league by the horns, man. So I think he's going to take the trophy this year with 96, and then Liverpool at 90 for second, and then for third, 84. Actually, let's go with 84. Man United. I don't know how well that prediction's going to last or how everything's going to turn out, but we'll see. Do you think your prediction's going to be spot on or going to be a little bit off?
Oh, it's going to be spot on.
Just to get that giveaway?
Spot on.
Okay. So there's the predictions. So we'll go on to our next topic. Okay, so the reason why I made this video is because the Premier League is so big, and then I also thought it'd be pretty cool to do a giveaway. And just knowing, how close I could be with my fans and how cool it would be, I decided that I would want to do it. So this is how it's going to go. In the comments, leave your prediction. Leave your prediction in the comments. So you have to guess top 3 teams at winter break. And if you can get one right, I'll give you a $10 gift card for PlayStation or Xbox or anything. If you get 2 right, I'll give you 20. And then if you get the other one right, it'll be 30. If you can guess some spot on for the end, at the end, so you get to be within 3 points, by the way, but if you can guess them, then you can get a $50 gift card to anything. Okay, guys? So there's a big giveaway, and I'm not like big in the YouTube scene yet where I can give away a free PlayStation 4 or Xbox yet. Sorry, but just right now in the comments, go write your predictions down, and then if you win, I'll email you or something like that. But good luck, and hope you guys enjoy the league this year. So I'm signing it off. Jake, thanks for tuning in here.
No problem.
We had kind of a little spills here and everything, but it's kind of like a podcast and our first thing. So
we got paper towels for.
So I'll talk to you guys later. Tune in my stream tonight, probably. You can be online?
I will be.
All right. We'll be live streaming.
We slap hands.
What are you going to be playing?
I mean, we can play whatever, dude. You just want to play FIFA, so we can play FIFA. That's fine.
People! Alright, guys, I'll talk to you later. XTD99X signing off, and I'll talk to you guys later.